Hi, I'm Brianna Borger, and today I have a quick tip for you on how to tell if you are raising your soft palate. Have you ever had a voice teacher or a choir instructor tell you to raise or lift your soft palate and you weren't really sure if you were doing what they asked you to? Today I have a quick tip for you on how to tell if you are raising your soft palate correctly. First of all, your soft palate is a muscle that sits at the back of your oral cavity, and it's basically a passageway that either closes or opens your nasal cavity. So when your soft palate is lowered, it means that your oral cavity is shut off and air is only coming out of your nose. When it's raised, your nasal cavity is shut off and air is only coming out of your mouth. So let's figure out how to feel what all of these sensations feel like. First of all, when your soft palate is lowered all the way, that's what happens when we sing an M, an N, or an NG sound. So let's sing an NG and then pinch your nose while you're phonating. Did you hear how the sound stopped? That's because I closed off my oral cavity by lowering my soft palate, and the air could only come out of my nose, so when I pinched it shut, the air had nowhere to go and the sound stopped. Now I want you to zoom in on that sensation that you feel in the back of your mouth when you're singing that Your soft palate is lowered and it's meeting your tongue in the back of the mouth. Now we're going to raise the soft palate just a little bit. So I want you to focus on just releasing that connection in the back of your mouth and raising that soft palate just a little bit. So we're going to go from an to an ah. And when you get to the ah, I want you to try the nose pinch test again. Did you hear how that sound got all thin and buzzy? That's because my soft palate was lifted a little bit, but not all the way. That means air was coming out my mouth and my nose at the same time. So when I pinched my nose, the sound that was vibrating in my nasal cavity got all pinched and buzzy sounding. This is the best way to tell if your soft palate is lifted all the way, because if it's lifted all the way up, no air is going to go through our nose and the sound will not change when we're pinching our nose while phonating. So let's try to lift our soft palate all the way up. I like to try to do reindeer antlers as a visualization for lifting my soft palate and getting that nice lifted spread feeling in the back of my mouth. Everyone has a visualization that will work for them. But think of that lifted, wide space at the back of your mouth, and now sing an ah and pinch your nose and see what happens. Ah! No change. That means my soft palate is lifted all the way and I did what my voice teacher or choir instructor asked me to. Now, if you're pinching your nose and it's still buzzing a little bit, that's okay. This is a really hard skill for some people to get, but it's an easy one to practice. So do some warm-up scales, do a section of a song, and do the nose pinch test while you sing, and play around with those sensations in the back of your mouth until you find a tone that doesn't change when you pinch your nose, and that means your soft palate is lifted.